for 5 national parks, 18 national monuments, like the Grand Canyon, you maybe have been there, 150 national forests. I have preserved 230 million acres of land. You can applaud. 51 federal bird reservations. You like birds? You look like a bird lover. Me too. You like to hunt? I hear you. There you go. I like to hunt myself. Big game. Birds are too small for me. 4 national game preserves for people like us. And as a result of all these school myths that I set up, nature study became a part of the curriculum all over America. By 1901, everybody was studying nature. Now, I studied nature as a young lad because I had the asthma and I was sickly. So I studied natural history as a child and loved it. And in my later life, I was very much into natural history. If you say something about the 11,397 animals that I killed or trapped, I ask you to think about the Smithsonian or the American Museum of Natural History, my friends, because that's where all those special animals ended up. Some of them might be in your classroom. Because some went to classrooms too. And I am considered the world's authority on large American mammals. Don't mess with me on that. But even more than my big game hunting and my big mustache, you might appreciate that I led a group called the Rough Riders down in Cuba. But you've read that book. It's one of 36 that I wrote. Or was it 35? Or was it 26? I don't know. Everybody says a different number. I did write over 150,000 letters in my day. I love to write. And I was president. I think maybe I mentioned that, but you should know that. I also was the first American who won the Nobel Prize for Peace. I was the first American who won any Nobel Prize. So take it for what it is. And why did I win that? Well, because I went and mediated between Japan and Russia and brought a peace treaty. I was also the only president at that time who traveled to another country during my presidency. Think about that. Nobody else did that. It was all me. When my wife died, I left politics for a while, went west. I became a cattle rancher in Dakota, big game hunter. Then I came back and led the country. I passed the Meat Inspection Act. Anybody here a meat eater? There you go. And I also passed the Pure Food and Drug Act. So I was interested in the safety of foods for everyone. I founded the American School of Hygiene Association as well. I was always kind of clean cut. And then I was the first president to fly in an airplane. I was the first president to be submerged in a submarine. I was the first president to own a car. To have a telephone in my house. And here's something interesting. I was also the first president who ever had an African-American dinner guest. Booker T. Washington came to dinner. That's because our meeting went on too long and he stayed for dinner. I'm accustomed to drinking a gallon of coffee per day. And I believe that may be what killed me in the end. Either that or the bullet that stayed inside me after that one assassination attack. That did not work. There was something called Nature Fakers. I wrote a book about that too. And I ended that debate. That was some nonsense with John Burroughs, who said that people like Jack London and Anna Sewell wrote Black Beauty. You ever read that book? You look like someone who would like that. It's about a horse named Black Beauty. Yeah. Well, Burroughs was really uptight and all.